Hello, hello. Good morning. All right. I'm here to tell you a story. Oh my gosh, I keep knocking this over. There we go. Once upon a time, a group of people gathered on a Sunday morning just after Earth Day, thinking about the troubles of the world and wanting to lift up hope, to awaken the possibility of it. The first thing they did was sing together.
Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. You guys sound good. Pulling weeds and picking stones, man is made of dreams and bones. Feel the need to grow my own, 'cause the time is close at hand. Rain for rain, sun and rain, find my way in nature's chain. Tune my body and my brain to the music from the land. Plant your rows straight and long, temper them with prayer and song. Mother Earth will make you strong if you give her loving care. Old crow watching hungrily from his perch in yonder tree. In my garden I'm as free as that feathered thief up there. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down.
The singing lifted their spirits a bit. Some of them could feel the kindling of hope as it awakened. They were just coming out of, or perhaps just getting a break from, a worldwide pandemic, and they hadn't been able to sing together for a couple of years. Can you imagine? Some of the children couldn't even remember a time when they did sing together. So the singing together was extra meaningful today. The next thing they did together was acknowledge the history of the land they were standing on, which was the homeland of the Nisenan people. The children were committed to this too, as you will hear.
Hi, my name is Jesse, in cahoots with your worship associate this morning, and apparently I'm going to read the land acknowledgement. So let's begin. In our commitment to be in right relationship with the descendants of this area's indigenous people, we place a small basket of black oak acorns on our altar each week. In doing so, we acknowledge the Nisenan people are still here among us today, though nearly invisible after generations of erasure and exclusion from California's history. We understand we are a Nisenan land that was never ceded, and the original tribal families have yet to recover from the genocide of their people. As residents or visitors in Nisenan land, we support the Nevada City Ranchera Nisenan tribe in efforts to stabilize their people, as well as the campaign to restore tribe sovereignty through federal recognition.
Good morning. My name is Nora Wiley, and I'm happy to be welcoming you this morning to the Unitarian Universalist community of the mountains. This service is about Earth Day and change, just like how the world is changing all the time. This service can give us motivation to create a change in our precious world, including me. I'll probably be living in this world longer than most of the people in this room. When I think about this Earth Day service, I thought there isn't a lot of change that can be made in one day. But then I realized this day is about inspiring us to create a change. I encourage you to talk to your children in your life about getting inspired about the fact that they have more chances to make changes that will support the environment. Like children learning how to make change, you can start with something small and it will grow. I hope you get inspired by this service.
Now you might be wondering what the name of these people was. They called themselves UUs, which was short for Unitarian Universalists, but that's a mouthful that even their local newspaper couldn't seem to get right. These UUs were connected to other UUs all across the country and even all over the world by their history and their principles, and by a symbol they shared. That symbol was a flaming chalice, which represented many things, including the light of reason, the warmth of community, and the flame of hope. Each time these UUs gathered, whether for a meeting or for worship, they lit a chalice.
The word worship finds its roots in worth or value. So the act of worship is lifting up the value of something. We have been blessed these last 2 weeks with rain, glorious rain, much needed here in our part of the earth. Let's lift up the worth of rain for our chalice lighting. One of us alone could not manage it, but together, with each of us doing a small part, we can make the sound of rain right here in the sanctuary. As you imitate the gestures I'm making, listen for the rain to begin, to grow into a downpour, and then taper off. And as you do, you can keep in mind how each of us is playing a small but vital role in creating this experience. And right here it says, for those of you watching at home, now would be a good time to light your home chalice.
One of the secrets these people knew was that together They could accomplish a lot of things that each one of them would have a hard time doing on their own. Now, usually they had some opening words, but sometimes those words were in the form of a song. On this day, they were thinking about awakening and becoming, and this song was just right for that.
Oh, I wish for you the softest shoe, and better yet, clouds that dance in skies of blue, and grass that's wet, and bare feet and toes that curl to meet the morning dew. I wish for you all that's true. I wish for you the tallest tree and the cleanest sea, stars so bright they light up the night so you can see. In darker hours that you are safe and kind and surely loved. I wish for you angel songs from above. I wish for you sorrows few and simple ways, lullabies and butterflies and silly days, and for you to see that you and me will be friends no mind how far we are, that I love you little star just as you are. Yeah.
Now, if ever there was someone who believed that stories were for everyone, not just kids, that would be me, your narrator. As a narrator, I have seen firsthand the power that stories have to connect us, to help us feel awe and wonder. Wait till you hear this story. It was written by a UU minister who is a poet, a singer, a grandmother, and the president of the UU Ministers of Canada.
The Everything Seed, A Story of Beginnings, by Carol Martignaco, illustrated by Joy Troyer. Have you ever watched a seed grow? Have you ever noticed how it begins, so small, so still, so quiet, like a gift wanting to be opened? And how slowly it wakes up, begins to unfold, growing into something larger. and larger and larger. Then you know that whatever comes from the seed usually ends up looking very little like the seed it came from, which is also true of the very first seed. Once, long, long ago, way back before the beginning, so long ago there was no such thing as time because there was no one there to count it. Everywhere was a huge, deep, mysterious place, like something waiting to happen. There were no stars, no sun or moon. There was no place like Earth, not a drop of water or a single tree or a rock or flower, and no living beings anywhere. But in that deep waiting space was hidden the tiniest point of something no bigger than a seed. It was not a flower seed. It was not an oak tree seed. It was not a seed of corn, although all those things were included in the seed. You might call it an everything seed, because that is what it became. No one knows where that first seed came from, or how it was planted, or how it knew, in the way that only seeds seem to know, how long to wait for just the right moment to sprout and grow. But all at once this tiny seed, cradled and nourished in the rich soil of space, woke up and began to unfold, unfolding, unfolding, and blossoming forth into an enormous blazing ball of bright light, like a great-grandmother's sun. And the universe was born. Out fluttered the galaxies like a storm of snowflakes swirling and gathering into the brightest, most blindingly beautiful clouds of stars. And out of those star clouds whirled our own star, the one we call the sun, and our Earth, and all the round spinning planets we have learned how to name. And this is the secret of that tiny seed. You and I were there in the very beginning. Just as the idea for each leaf on a big oak tree lies hidden inside an acorn, we were there with all the stars and planets, all the rocks and oceans, plants and animals and people. Everything that is now, ever was, or ever will be, was inside that first tiny seed. So whenever you hold a seed in your hand and wonder what it could become, imagine how you and all that is here once came from the tiniest speck of an everything seed. Before it sprouted and grew long, long ago in the way back beginning of time. Now, if this were an ordinary story, it would end here. But this story of the universe keeps unfolding. What once began in a blazing blossom of light continues every day. New stars sprout open in the deep soil of space. New plants and animals appear on the earth. Seeds of many kinds are scattered everywhere to help us remember. And new people are born every day with that spark of the first light still alive and burning deep inside, waiting, like the everything seed, to shine in ways that are yet to be known. The beginning.
Wow. That is mind-boggling to think about, isn't it? That once upon a time, all existence was just waiting in some tiny seed, the Milky Way, the solar system, Earth, everything. They liked science a lot, these people, and this story was a scientific creation myth for them. Thinking about it made them even more grateful for the miracle that was Earth. And so they sang just a little bit more. Part of the magic that these UUs made was the magic of being in community. Not only could they accomplish more together, but they didn't have to feel alone. They could share their burdens and their joys with one another.
And here's where we pause and take a moment to reflect on what we're holding in our hearts and in our minds today, giving ourselves a chance to look inward for who or what wants to come forth and be noticed and perhaps acknowledged in our ritual of placing stones into a bowl of water. The stones are symbols of the heavy weights we each carry with us, and the bowl of water, the bowl symbolizing the solid, reliable container of community, and the water, cleansing, refreshing, renewing, and always recirculating. Water is life. During this time of communal deep breathing and quiet reflecting, those in the room who wish to will come up to drop a stone into the water, while those on Zoom are welcome to briefly type into the chat what they are carrying today. Remember to press return to send it, and I will be reading some of what is shared by our online community. And keep in mind that even as we are holding this space for each other, that we ourselves are being so held. So let us pause now to breathe together, reflecting on what was shared and what was spoken, what was placed into our communal bowl, and what remains in the quiet space within. Unacknowledged, perhaps, but here nonetheless. We are as seeds, tightly held, closed, strong, both for protection from the outside elements and for the growth that can only happen within that secret place with room for just one, anticipating the right moment for the shift to signal that the time is right to crack open. Maybe the walls open effortlessly on their own, or maybe they need a combination of pushing from the inside and pulling on the outside. And maybe it's a burst forth, or perhaps it's a more timid tendril of exploration. But before we reach up and out towards the light, we send roots down into the ground, both for anchoring against whatever might threaten, but also to access deep nourishment for the work ahead. Can you feel it? The underground made richer and more sustaining by the network of roots, webs of micronutrients, collectively helping each other to thrive, to reach, to grow towards the light and life that calls to each of us in our own turn. May we be as seeds in our gardens. May we help each other to thrive, to weather the storms, to do the hard work of living, to find comfort and caring, to celebrate the growth, and to witness each other in all of our beautiful, messy, joyful, precious, love-filled cycles of life. Amen, and blessed be.
All hail the damselfly, dragonfly's skinnier, jewel-toned cousin. She folds her wings when she comes to rest. She glints like aquamarine in sunlight. Blue as all the blue things, these two twisted as a rubber band, a double helix, in death throes or ecstasy, under Thanatos or Eros. In Dicolite, tourmaline, our garden is their aerodrome, alive with takeoffs and landings, hoverings and dives toward pond water. I'm in a cloud somewhere, and these are my seraphim. Cerulean, beryl, topaz, ice, blue as a cataract eye, a Bristol bottle, the ink as it dries on my divorce, the blue check on Twitter that makes me someone. I'm a damsel, but not distressed. I'm lapis, peacock, cobalt, a blue jay's crest, a feather on the ground. Land softly, fold your wings, sparkle, and fly away.
I'm the narrator, so what I say happens, right? Right. I say they loved stories so much that this day they had 2 stories. The first one was about the wonder and awe in the creation of the earth, and the second was about taking care of the earth and each other.
At just 19 years old, Amanda Gorman awakened hope in Americans all across the country when she read an original poem as part of President Biden's inauguration. She turned one of her poems into a picture book. It's called Change Sings, a Children's Anthem. And it reminds us, as Nora did at the beginning of our service, that children are fully capable of changing the world, of fixing it in meaningful ways, especially when they work together. So this is Change Sings, a children's anthem by Amanda Gorman, illustrated by Lauren Long. I can hear change humming in its loudest, proudest song. I don't fear change coming, and so I sing along. I scream with skies of red and blue streamers. I dream with the cries of tried and true dreamers. I'm a chant that rises and rings. There is hope where my change sings. Though some don't understand it, those windmills of mysteries, I sing with all the planet and its hills of histories. I'm a hum with 100 hearts, each of us lifting a hand. I use my strengths and my smarts, take a knee to make a stand. I'm bright as the light each day brings. There is love where my change sings. I show others tolerance, though it might take some courage. I don't make a taller fence, but fight to build a better bridge. I talk not only of distances, from where and how we came. I also walk our differences to show we are the same. I'm a movement that roars and sings. There's a wave where my change sings. Change sings where? There, inside me, because I'm the change I want to see. I'm the voice where freedom rings. You're the love your bright heart brings. As I grow, it grows like seeds. I am just what the world needs. We all hear change strumming. Won't you sing along? I can hear change humming its loudest, proudest song. I don't fear change coming, and so I sing along. And I think that means we need to sing one more time.
Gonna make this garden grow. These UUs had to grow their own garden, if you will, and so they took up an offering each week to support the congregation and to support good causes in the community.
We ourselves, knitted together as a whole, are this church, the UU community. We give freely of our treasure to support it and our values in the wider community. 25% of our offering this month will support Citizens for Choice, which provides compassionate, confidential, non-judgmental reproductive health care services for women, men, and teens through the clinic in Grass Valley. Your giving is vital to our ability to sustain the work of this community. Thank you for your generosity. You can see the slide for ways to give by text, PayPal, UUCM's website, or by mail. And Allison will give us our directions.
Your generosity remains essential to our ability to sustain the work of our community. There are several ways to contribute. You may text an amount to 833-579-0483, give via our website at uugrassvalley.org, via PayPal at paypal.me/UUCM, or mail to UUCM 246 South Church Street, Grass Valley, California, 95945. Thank you.
Ushers, please come forward to collect the offering. Thank you for your generosity of your gifts and for being here today to create community. We dedicate these offerings to a value we hold dear, that each person has inherent worth and dignity, and within that, may all have the compassionate health care they seek. May every child be a wanted child.
There's so many people to thank today that it takes 2 slides. Hooray, hooray. What warms my heart to know the future that's coming and the present that's here with our young people as we move ahead. So Lindsay, thank you for orchestrating. Jasper doesn't show up until the very last of the slide, so I just have to say, yay, Jasper. Wonderful. So wonderful, so wonderful. Beth is doing her wonderful piece from home. It's easier for her to do it at home because she can't be here and out and all around at once, so a big deal. Siobhan and Steve, you guys should come early and see what they have to do to put this all together. Absolutely amazing. A little video editing by our wonderful Reverend Kevin, and a little bit by me. Shanti, once again, out of the park. You should come and see that globe up close. Oh, so beautiful. Were there some more on there? Yes, okay, good, because Laura, yay, out front again. Jean and Corey, thank you for making everyone feel so welcome as they come. Refreshments yet to come. Beth and some wonderful bakers and bringers. It's wonderful. George and Corey and John Vaughan has the same last name as I do. Interesting. Helping put together the service. Musicians, you will soon hear Michael and Anthony. You've been hearing him. Taylor, you've been hearing Aaron, Tom Warnick, and Steve Wiley. And Jordan, in our final hymn, you'll hear. And our readers, Olivia, thank you for beautiful reading of that very special story. Jasper, Nora, thank you for doing the welcome. Really wonderful to have your voice. And of course, Jesse, who was very Jesse, and I hope we'll be seeing more of him.
As they sang their last song together, their worship service was coming to an end, tying up their thoughts about paying tribute to the earth, awakening to hope even in the midst of challenge and despair, about the changes they could make together inch by inch. They felt bolstered by being in community and by seeing so many of their young people participating in their worship service. As poet June Jordan wrote, "Children are the ways the world begins again and again." And as the Reverend Scott Taylor wrote, "May it stay with you. May it stay with you, this awakening, this beautiful grasp of who you truly are, never alone, always worthy, graced with a unique gift that the world surely needs. And if you lose it, if it slips through your busy fingers or is drowned out by the noise of the world, remember you can always retrieve it here in this tender temple of equally forgetful friends who are always ready to sing you back to yourself." And at the end of their services, they liked to remind themselves and each other to carry on the good work and the good ways of being that they talked about on Sundays and all through the week. And so they always said together, "May we carry the flame of peace and love until we meet again." And did they live happily ever after? Well, I was about to say, I guess it's up to you, but I think you've made your choice. The end!